Hello, day 16. Today we're going to be talking about community. Now, here's the thing. I think that this is going to be one of the biggest parts of thriving businesses in 2025. Now, like I've said before, sometimes things change. And what I would say in 2024, people could definitely get away with, jumping on, sharing their opinions, sharing their insights, doing all of the things, and it kind of just being like a me brand. And really just being like focused on the actual creator, business owner, founder themselves. However, very big however, I think things are changing. I'm seeing a shift and I think it is so important. It should have always been important, but even more so now than ever to be creating a community that is actually excited to be in your space. So you might be thinking to yourself, well, how am I going to do that, Madeline? I don't currently have one. I'm in the beginning stages. I'm doing what I can to get one, but I don't yet have a thriving community. Luckily for you, I'm going to give you a few tips. Now, the thing is, I want to start this off by saying that every single person that you look up to in the online world, like right up to massive players in it, like think like Alex Hormozy, like even he had to start from zero. Like even he had to start with no audience, no friends, no community, none of that. And just keeps going and going and going and going and going until they have that community. So I want you just to remember that first and foremost. It'll take time. It takes time. So let's talk about what you can actually do to build your community. Now, the thing that I see a lot of people miss is just like the actual engagement itself. So everybody's saying, I'm struggling with engagement. People don't interact with my content, rah. But the thing that I would question you on is the engagement that you do get. Are you responding to it? Are you actually engaging? Like it's actually that simple. And whether like that one comment is more important than 100 comments on a post, because people like imagine, commenting, engaging, getting active in somebody else's post and crickets. Like, okay, cool. First time, maybe they just missed it. Second time, okay. Third time, maybe they just don't want me to comment on that. Like, see how people it can like snowball kind of thing. So responding to engagement at the very least, at a very bare minimum thing for you to be doing is just acknowledging the engagement that you do get. Now, next thing, ask for feedback. So create and we're so lucky in Instagram stories that we have the option to be able to do this, but create polls, like quizzes, open-ended questions in your stories, in your posts, ask for feedback. So, and you can do the market research. You can do things as simple as what's one thing you'd love to learn from me? Or what about my product excites you the most? Or, what's one thing that you in my product, in my world, in my niche kind of thing would love to see but are yet to find? Actually go out there and ask the questions as to why. And this works on both ways as well, right? So if you have been chatting to someone and they've decided to enter your world through whatever product it is, cool. Ask them why they decided to enter your world. Get that feedback so that you know how to replicate that and go again. Or you have been chatting with someone and they've gone and entered someone else's world. If you're feeling up to it, go and ask why. Celebrating you. Love that you have jumped in and you're doing the thing for you. I would love to know so that I can better my business. Why is it that you decided not to jump into my world? Do you know what I mean? And just put it out like a friendly conversation. Be I'm celebrating you. I love that for you. But I just want to know for me so I can be better. You'll be surprised how responsive people will be in those situations. So next thing is create opportunities for interaction. So host live Q&A sessions. So start group challenges, create a dedicated hashtag for your community to use. So really make it feel like people are building with you. You're on the ground running with them. You're doing the thing with them at the same time. That's why the hashtag is so cool, because then they can just search that. And, host the live Q&A session. Even if you have 2 people show up, who cares? Like, who actually cares? Those 2 people are more important than having 100 people show up, because those 2 people are going to go and tell their friends that you helped them out, and then guess who's coming to the next Q&A session? Start like a group challenge, like, with the accountability kind of thing. You might start a group challenge and you might have 3 people in it. Like, honestly, you might. And you may, some people, I see where some people are like, oh, what's the point? There's only 3 people there. Trust me, they're more important. The community has to start somewhere. So then, like, actually don't be selfish with your socials. Like, share your audience with the world. Like, share the testimonials, share milestones with your followers, like anything that they're doing. They've launched a new business, share it, like do things like that. So it's just like, oh, she's like, a team player. Like, actually highlight your audience and make them feel seen. And then also, like, just encouraging it. So, like, rather than just being the center of your community, which obviously you're going to be, but also, like, foster connection within the community as well. So, like, encourage your audience to connect with each other. So, like, for example, an idea would be, like, creating a post that's like, let's all celebrate and, help each other. Like, let's create a post. Where are you from? What do you do? What's your business? Like, allow people to showcase themselves so that they have that gives them the opportunity for, like, visibility, but B, again, feels like they're part of something bigger than just you. Now, the last thing is, and I briefly touched on this, is like also just providing value beyond your product. So, like, actually giving value. So share free, like, resources, share free tips, free insights, like everything that you have actually got, share it. Share it. Don't be selfish. Share. Share and give people a reason to actually want to come into your world. Do you know what I mean? Like, if someone thinks, oh, I had this problem and Mads gave me this and it really helped me out, guess who they're going to come back to when they need more? Like, you've already helped them out. And don't, like, ever think that this work is done. Like, you always need to make sure that you are fostering your community and keep going with it. And just because you gave out free products, for the last couple of months doesn't mean that you stop doing that. Just because you gave out free tips and tricks doesn't mean you stop doing that. Like, you continually keep doing this, like, refine, tweak. Just keep going until you have this community. Like, don't ever stop it. But as you'll notice that over time, more and more and more people will start to show up in your comment section. More and more people will start to say, like, hey, how do I actually work with you? Like, the more that you give, the more that you receive. And it's just super important to remember that. So today's task is and honestly, again, like, whether you are at the very beginning of your community, you literally have, like, one person that shows up in your comment section and it's probably your mum. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, no, but in all seriousness, regardless of how early or how, like, even if you're at a different season of this and, you've got people that show up, it's the same people all the time and you can pretty much count on them, I still want you to do the same task. So I want you to go ahead and create a post that invites your audience, your community, to share their thoughts with you. So whether this be on your stories, whether this be a reel, like a post, like whatever it is that you want to do it as, just make sure that you obviously are able to track this for your own data. But go out there and put a post out that says something along the lines of, like, what's one goal that you're working on right now? And whether that's like a poll reaction or whether that's just like a question that they can, like, type in, go ahead and say, like, what's one goal you're working on right now? Or what's one thing you would love to see from me right now? Or what's one thing that I could help you with today? Do you know what I mean? Just, like, put a question out to them. Like, what do they want from you? And then every single comment, every single response, make sure that you respond and you actually don't just say, oh, awesome, well done, love that for you. Like, don't do that. Actually think about your answer and respond with a genuine answer and open up a conversation, because you never know where it might lead. But the good thing about this is that you might see a theme, you might not see a theme. You can really, this has 2 benefits, because A, you can help your community and you can help them grow and build. But B, like this also helps you because this is the data, and you might notice a trend with like, okay, cool, I've had 10 people respond. They all want the same thing. Obviously, this is something that I either need to A, shift my content to, or B, can I actually use this to create a resource? Can this be like a free masterclass, or is this something deeper? Can I run like a little container with everyone in it, or can I create a product around it? So this is definitely benefiting both sides. And I just always want you to remember that, everything's a two-way street, especially in the online world. So that's today's task. I'd be so interested to hear what responses you get and if they were what you expected or weren't what you expected. So let me know. Super excited. Have the best day, and I'll see you tomorrow.